I did the thing. Clear my throat there right at the start of the recording. Welcome to the stream. Let me click play. Mind your ears as I load that up. I'm hoping to be here for about 3 hours or so, playing some Disco Elysium, and then I have to part ways. I have to then cook and consume food, and then do other things probably with my night. So we'll just chill. It's time to break into an apartment. Or is it an apartment? Break into something. I need to break a door. A door needs to be broken. Oh, it'd probably be help if I switched away from the black screen, right? That's like twice in this past like 2 or 3 days that I've like really just kind of got lackadaisical with. There we go. What was it? It was either yesterday or the day before. When did I play? I guess yesterday. I was playing Umineko and just for like 30 seconds just didn't turn my mic back on, or the audio on the OBS side, and then just I mean I caught it before anything really bad happened, but I was just like load this. So we played what, 2 days ago? So on Friday. This was Friday night. Friday night, right in front of the door that we're gonna be breaking into. I think it was my intention of saving. Dude, my memory is so bad constantly, where I'm just like, I have to like in a game like this, I gotta put my body right in front of the next thing I need to do, so that when like I come back to it, because I never know, is it gonna be like 2 days from now, 3 days from the last time I play? Like I never know when I'm gonna necessarily, anything could happen. So I'm always like, okay, I know my memory is not great, and I'm not gonna like take notes. I'm really bad at like taking notes and stuff. So I'm like, I need to situate my character right in front of the next thing I want to tackle. Because like in a game where there's so many things that you can like threads you can pull and stuff, there's like, it's just like I need to make it as easy on my brain as possible. All right, so last stream, again, Friday night, we met the Dice Maker, capital D, so that's official title, I assume. We requested some dice. I don't know what I'm going to do with the dice, but it just seemed like I had to pick. Like, it felt like I should pick something. I had some money to spend for it, so I was like, I will do it. So I don't know what the dice will do, if anything, but that's on a timed thing for in 8 hours from when we did it was 13:14. That's going to be 21:14, which is then an awkward time for this, which again we can do, I assume, today, but after 21. So, I mean, to me, in my head, this could be done anytime. This is probably more important, though, at least in my head. I'm more interested in where this goes, and this seems more like pertinent. We need to follow this. So I'm just trying to look up at my tasks here so I can see my agenda for the day in Disco Elysium. Armored gloves. Ask the little girl in the fishing village. I assume when we got this was going to be related to this. Like, we couldn't get to wherever the fishing village is until we pass the waterlock area, which we only can do tomorrow. Note, this might take a while, like a long while. We've seen a couple of missions say this, and I think that's supposed to be like a helpful hint. Like, this is something you're going to be working on for like multiple in-game days, Getting the boots. This will be devilishly tricky, so don't beat yourself up if you manage to send the body to the processing without getting hold of the boots. That feels weird. Take the boots? Kim has to be absent? So we have to do it. Kim has to be absent. Is he just gone, like, late at night? Field autopsy, victim's tattoos. I thought we could talk to the big man about tattoos, but maybe that still might be the case. It feels too like that's a thing. But I don't think he likes me. And I think if maybe he doesn't like me, I'm not going to be able to just shoot the shit with him about tattoos. This is what we're about to do. Authority might be a little difficult at the moment. I am but a weak man with no authority over anyone. If I'm going to be honest, again, if we're role-playing, if I was actually in the position of this guy, the main protag here, if I'm allowed to talk shit about myself, I'm a very passive man in that I don't like confrontation. I don't like trying to like prove myself dominant or above someone else. Like I view everyone as like we should be equals kind of thing. Like that's my mindset just to any stranger. So like it kind of jives, right? It kind of jives. All right, here we go. Dude, no one beats me in talking shit about themselves. The phrase me being my own harshest critic in many aspects of life is very accurate. All right, here we go.
The door to the weasel's den, guarded by the lion-head knocker. Both have seen better days.
Door to the weasel's den. I'm so spooked. I don't know. Like, I'm already pissed that I have to work with this man. Like, that's the thing. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Alright. Before we use the key, I should probably try to see if I can detect anything in there. Press your ear against the door.
The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movements.
The last thing I want is to open this door and there to be immediately someone on the other side that gets me.
In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Alright, let's use the key.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head.
I mean, I just had to open it, right? He didn't say I have to enter it. Correct? Oh, fuck. It's so tempting. It's so tempting to go in, but also there's a part of me that doesn't want to go in. This feels like it's almost a trap. This feels not a trap laid by Everett here. Everett. I'm probably always mispronouncing it. Everett. It reads like Everett, but I don't think Everett is. I feel like I've heard Everett. I'm just gonna, in the next 5 minutes, say Everett in different ways. I could just do the whole every time I come across the name. Not that I'm saying he laid a trap, and I'm not saying necessarily anyone laid a trap, but this feels like the exact type of thing, if I'm using my galaxy brain, like, it's very tempting. The curiosity, I'm the cat, I really want to go in and see what's in there, but it feels like there's going to be something bad if I walk in. But you don't know unless you try, right? I could just walk away and just let him know it's unlocked. All he said, it was a very important thing. He said you just had to unlock it. You don't have to go in. But then why would he want me to do that? Anyone could have unlocked it. Mama didn't raise a coward. What's that? Man, what was that? I used that phrase a lot when I was playing Bloodborne. That first time on stream. Let's just take a peek in. I don't need to. Let's take a peek. Peek. Because then, here's the thing. Maybe I find something in here that lets me know why he wanted me to unlock it in the first place. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. A book titled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
What's the sevenfold sun miracle?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Lieutenant, the old flag of the suzerain.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing.
Huh. Don't bow down to the flag. Finish thought.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
What's this? No, go ahead. Yeah. Now, do I feel bad for going into someone's place of living and stealing shit? Yes. Small suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Tap on the mugs.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn.
What do I mean uncomfortable?
It looks like the artist is celebrating diversity, but underneath, he's just making fun of these people.
Looks like the artist is celebrating diversity, but underneath, he's just making fun of these people. I don't think I like the owner of this apartment.
No one's telling you to like him. You might learn something from him, though. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
See? That's why I should have looked into here. Because if it's someone I don't like, if it's someone we justifiably are like, this might be a shitty person, then we don't feel so bad about breaking in. And here's the thing. Me personally, me playing the game, I know if I was thrust into the role of being a cop, I'd be a bad cop. I would let people do shit. I don't give a fuck. So, like, there's a part of me that's like, if I break in and I justify what, like, I'm just like, oh, okay, it's fine. If I get caught, if someone caught me, I'd be like, all right, I'm a bad cop. I always known I've been a bad cop. Let's whip out my yellow man mug and compare.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash.
Huh.
And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Do you really think it's the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash?
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done here.
Let's move on from the mugs. Here we go.
Aces high.
Have those always been red? Aces
For the rest
high.
of the world, the aces high is just a cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket.
He's got cool clothes.
Just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades, and those cargo pants could store tools for hotfixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this.
So what did I get? +1 empathy towards Kim Kitsuragi. +1 is spirit to co-op. Co-op. The roots of the RCM. Okay. It's still tough that it costs 1 point to forget a thing. That is rough. That is rough.
Yes?
Ah, it's still gonna be tough. Alright, I already clicked on the mugs there. Oh? Intersolary dress shirt. +1 logic? Logic? That's not that. Pressed and spotless gleaming white shirt, the kind that serious men wear at serious intersolary offices, not yet piss-soaked or cum-stained. Speaking of cum-stained, I've always thought, you know, like, I was thinking about this literally just like the other night, because I was watching. There's like going around, there's a lot of, annoyingly, there's like a lot of those like AI voice generated like shit postings basically. I've seen like, I'm getting kind of tired of them at this point, but a lot of like the like presidents or ex-presidents like, oh, look at them going back and forth about whatever. And it's just like, I'm over it. I don't think it's funny anymore. But there is a part of me that's like, if you really wanted to, now there's so many recorded streams. I assume, I don't know the exact process, but you could feed all these streams into a system and pull out, or even there's enough streams of me out there now on record that you could just do the thing the old school way before you had the weird AI systems. You could just pull. I've probably said, like, at this point in my life, like 99% of words known to man at this point on stream. I must have. So you could just pull, you know, every word and then just stitch them together to make me say like anything. So by me reading piss soaked and cum stained, there's some more words that you have now in the bank. So just putting it out there. I'm not necessarily condoning it, but if you really wanted to, an endeavoring individual out there could do it. Cum stained. So it's +1 logic. What is it that I currently have on? I have the physical instrument. Nah, dude. The physical instrument stat boost to me is so good. Like, I don't necessarily want to, I mean, I've already put 1 point into it, but I don't want to invest too much in me being like a physical man, an aggressive man maybe, but like having a shirt that just gives me one is nice to have in the back. You know what I mean? Alright, it's time for me to leave. Get out of here, Kim, quickly. Can I get, where is this? It's not accessible. It's not accessible. So we've opened the apartment door. We could just go let him know. we definitely will let him know. But since we're over here... Alright, run, Kim. Let's run. Let's ride. Do you have anything new to say?
Trying to sneak up on me again? Trying to snuff me out? Get away, pig!
I know she's a big fan of me.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
I'm curious, there's... It's probably really obnoxious that I do that every time I hear that tune. It probably is really obnoxious. I'm sorry. There might be something we can talk to her about at this point.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Do I let her know I've talked to Evart? Oh, tattoos. Look at this. Huh. I mean, I could ask her. Do you know something about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos.
Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Oh, lady. Help me out here. We got some more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
You said pale. What is pale?
The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. Remember, we have a cadaver to attend to.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
Pale's not technically speaking part of reality. What do you mean it's not part of reality?
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable police officer who is still recovering from a recent medical episode.
Kim, I got this, okay?
The Lieutenant's right. Let's change topics. What do you want to know?
Talk to her about it without
Anything.
Kim? Kim is cock blocking me about learning about the Pale. He does not want to oh, man. Kim. Like, what did I say? What did I say, like, a stream or two ago? I said I put my full faith into Kim Kitsuragi at this point. I know I have to just fully believe in him. But damn. She gave me a little wink.
You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here, unless you can convince him to step aside.
58% chance. Hey, just go away for a sec. Alright, I'm gonna try it. Ask for Kim to step away while you discuss the Pale.
Good idea. Just ask him. He won't make a scene.
Kim, can I talk to the man alone for a second?
Fine.
He steps away with his notes.
See? What can he do? You're a grown man.
Now, what is the Pale?
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
Yes. What is the Pale?
Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass.
Wait, and what is an isla?
Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7.
Windy,
Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde.
And Insulinde is...
An oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
Okay, what is the Pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
Is it here?
No, detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
And there?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called Porch Collapse. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's
This is like so high level.
the most disco thing you will ever see.
Upper matter drawing in the Pale. Rolling evaporated in a great vision. The area transition between the world and the Pale is called porch collapse. Imagine a gray coronal mist, cold vapor, marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. What are its physical qualities?
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic.
It's funny because, like, I literally asked her about the Pale, and then Kim's like, no, we're not going to talk about the Pale right now. And then I immediately turned to him, and I'm like, hey, do you want to, like, just take a couple steps to the right or to the left here? And then we start talking. Like, Kim has to know. There's no way Kim doesn't know.
The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
If we're surrounded by Pale, how do you get from Isla to Isla?
Oh, it is so difficult for us. It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost, or having our minds damaged.
The Pale can damage the mind?
Extensively.
How?
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Who says and who argues?
What does this over radiation feel like?
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
You're not a civilian passenger?
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entreprenetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
I can ask it again. Are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
What is entropinetic?
Entroponetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of Grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
Man, this... Okay. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to articulate this well, but this game and this game's universe is so... this is either going to make me sound like... Okay, there's a chance this is going to make me sound really dumb, or it's going to make me sound like I'm just, like, stating, like, the most obvious thing. So, bear with me here, but this game and this game's universe and the things that are governing it around, like, are so well expertly crafted to be what sounds like just a bunch of nonsense. And I think that that's 100% intentional, because you are playing a guy who has just completely lost his mind. So you have to then straddle this thing of like, oh, this is just in this game's universe that's supposed to be just a bunch of like common knowledge, or like most people know this type of thing. But because it's all stuff that doesn't make sense to us, the player, as the real world kind of like systems and everything, like then you have to be like, okay, this could be the game's universe, or it's so... Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. But it's so expertly crafted to just be like, you know, like the different races and different things that are brought up in this game, where you're like, oh, you know, that race that they talked about, like, could be coded as something else, but like as something here we could draw it into the real world. But it's so designed and explained and talked about in this game, these things as being like I said, on the verge of being nonsense. But that's, I feel 100% intentional, that it's a layer beyond just being like, oh, this is this game's universe, and it's like takes a step into like, oh, it's supposed to be just beyond reach of like our, as a player, understanding, because we're supposed to be confused during the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about this, and again, it's either I'm not going to be making sense to people listening when I'm rambling about, or it's going to be the most obvious thing that I'm pointing out. But like, I like how it's crafted in this world. It's very good. It's very good. And I'm just now feeling the need to talk about that because I'm listening about her ramble on about the Pale and stuff.
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian
But I
superconsumer.
digress.
It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
Did they cross it? The Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
What has entroponetics changed then?
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Aerostatic craft?
Hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely.
If we do not?
Then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
How much Pale is there compared to the world?
The Pale outweighs
World.
reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
Slipping how? To our detriment, or...
What do you think, Detective?
She looks you in the eye. It's growing. There's more and more of the Pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
It's not extreme at all. It's going to happen.
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
Just remain ignorant, you're saying. Off we go into the wild Pale yonder.
One and all. They say Pale is death, but for the universe.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
Let's return to reality, please.
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
This is tricky. I sometimes sense vague shadows of a past, and it's not good.
Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
I'm reading over these. It's tough. Fuck it. You were right. It's Disco. Her eyes tense, crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
She stops mid-sentence. It'll be a fucking disaster. I'll handle it. It's under control.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile, you have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
She gives you a slight bow. I did it again. Bow. 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 It's bow. 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 What was... It's also in fucking Umineko. I've read, because I've had to read it a bunch. I've said the word bow as bow. As I'm just reading. And I feel so dumb. The thing about her, I'm not really on her side. I'm totally fine with her giving me information, as long as I know that I'm, like, looking at it through the lens of, like, a person in her position. I feel like she's useful in telling me whatever, and then I kind of keep that information at a distance. That's kind of how I'm treating Joyce here.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
See, he knew. Kim is not dumb. Right. Well, you needn't have worried.
But I did. Anyway.
He looks around, a little uncomfortable now.
Damn it, you're a grown man, the lieutenant thinks. Shouldn't have gotten protective hair.
Right, let's get to work, Lieutenant.
Good luck, detectives.
She nods you goodbye. A nice 30 experience for doing that. Alright, let's go to, let's go let Everett know that I, unlocked that door. I could probably put away the the flashlight. I'm just walking around it with it, holding it like a madman.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary.
Alright, I have enough money where I feel pretty comfortable doing this now.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal.
Pull the handle and look inside.
The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry. Different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
Turn the knob to focus your vision.
The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it.
There are ruins of some kind of building there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
The lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans them. Alright, Everett. I'm on my way. I have to go through this way, right? I believe that's the case. No, fuck, I took a wrong turn. I always forget. It's down the stairs here. The stairs are so well hidden.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Another day. A pile of cargo belts used for heavy lifting. One says vermilion. Alright, I did your dirty work. I did your dirty work.
Mr. Dubois, every worker.
He leans towards you, waiting for you to complete a sentence. Every worker... a member of the board.
That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today?
See, I didn't let Joyce know I met him, and I'm not gonna let him know I met with Joyce. It doesn't, in my opinion, it just keep them separate. we just keep the knowledge separate. I opened the door you asked me. Can we discuss the murder now?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and just lie. So then my other two options are I may have gone inside and seen a collection of racist mugs.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa. You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
He laughs. Wait, they moved the container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
Okay.
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
Clever.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood. Making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
I gave him 2 weeks. Okay.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
You mentioned a lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one.
That's who I
paid
thought
for
I
that
was.
law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Wait, the girl by the whirling, who was keeping an eye on you. Is he talking about her?
Did you send her to spy me disguised as a gardener?
I did that, didn't I? She thinks of herself as a guerrilla fighter. These middle-class kids and the books they read are crazy, Harry. I think she would rather be an insurgent than a lawyer. I hope it's a phase.
Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Ever I met these Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
Nice.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Wait, why are you giving this to me?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
You know what? I was already paid to... I don't need it. I only wanted you to help me with the Hardy Boys.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
I don't need to be bought that much. It's only 5. You know what I mean? The mug collection I mentioned was in the apartment. I found a similar mug in the trash with the hanged man's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
But this weasel might have cleaned up after the killers.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
He imitates bashing something with an imaginary baton. Say nothing.
Of course, Harry. Stoic silence. I like that. Very befitting a police officer. I'm not a real detective. You are.
Good talk. Let's conclude for now.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
He's pulling me.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Damn. I don't know if I fully believe this, but maybe he wants to hear this. What's this supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
Of course, you needed me to do more before he helped me more.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Kim, what do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
He studies Everett.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
I mean, I'm pretty pro roller skates.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Where is this place exactly?
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Are you 100% sure no one's going to end up homeless?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them.
Okay, don't 100% believe that, but okay.
We're gonna build a youth center there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbor.
God, he's really got me by the balls. I gotta say, this character, like, I feel, fine. If I happen to be there, I can ask them.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here.
Fuck you, Everett. He hands you an open white envelope.
You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
He runs his fingers through his thin hair. Do I tell him that I made the brew stronger? Turns out the strikers are being served an alcoholic brew. I made it even stronger.
I don't know what that means, Harry, but I love it. I love your initiative. Knowing you're out there keeping things running lets me focus on the big picture stuff. Don't even tell me what was going on. Alcoholic brew? Stronger? Stopped it? Strike? I'm just gonna let you surprise me, Harry.
Alright, Ever, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
White envelope with a stamp attached to the upper right corner handed to you by Everett Clare. Inside are some legal documents, 2 names printed on them, Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Both signatures are required. This is going to be tough because I imagine we're going to learn more about, like, they're going to be like, hey, if I sign this, it's going to be tough.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Look at the zoning plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, It's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. Hard to say. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
Kim, what do you think of this?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
He shrugs.
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But there's no other way.
We're gonna try to find a loophole in the deal.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
Alright, I'm gonna put the documents back in the envelope. I should have... Did I have any clothes that would have boosted logic? Ah. Wait, what are these glasses? Ah. Oh, the shirt too. Man. Oh. So can I... So my question is, can I forget, can I...
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Fuck it, I say. %97 chance. Do I have to... Now can I try it?
It's the ledger you
Nope.
found in the trash. A cabbage of paper. You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum. There is no loophole.
What?
The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Look, Kim. These people are gonna have to move away. Can we do something about it?
I should have seen it.
Lieutenant frowns as he reads over the document again.
Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone. However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Evrard won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village. You can try a forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
Alright, we're gonna put it back away. Alright, well, I mean, I just boosted my logic for that, but I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with putting a point towards logic, honestly. It is my thing. It's kind of my jam. I like being logical. I'm a logical man. I'm a very logical man. I'm a logical man. We're all just normal men. I don't need to talk to him. Alright, let's take a look at our tasks here now. This is still waiting. Sad song. Something she wants to tell you. You just have to present her with the badge. With your badge to hear it. Or press... I don't have my badge still. Fuck. Who got the clothes? Track down badge. Damn. Inspecting the body. We could go talk to Titus. Yeah, let's go talk to Titus now. We got the clear from Everett. Everett. Run, Kim. Run. 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 So it's so difficult.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
That's me, clown. Titus does not look particularly happy to see you again. Me and Everett talked. He promised you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
Okay, that's not the response I was expecting. I thought he was gonna be a lot more chill about it.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Very mature, guys. Everett sent word, right?
Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word.
Great.
Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys.
Hardy boys.
How may we assist you?
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
Only +2 on the check? What? What the hell? I'm gonna take off. Bye. That's not. I thought I would get a little more. Okay. Well. Tattoos. The autopsy. The autopsy. Let's head to, there's apparently something, before I do the autopsy, I could do the, something at the, here. Something at the here?
Hello again. How can I help you?
58% chance? Is Roy high? And if yes, then what is he on?
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Parolidon? What is that?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Is it just me or is it really warm in here?
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
Say, what's with the triangles on your vest?
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster.
He coughs as if to mark his words.
Had to take Perolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it?
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
The People's Pile? What's that?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too.
How did you end up running a pawn shop?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
He shrugs. It must have been tough, radioactive cleanup.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Whose fault was it that the generator failed?
No one's. Everyone's.
He sighs and shakes his head.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
Thank you for telling me.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
I have other business to take care of now. What a smooth autosave that was. Alright, let's go, look at the body. I can go look at the body now, right? Or was it a check that was going to be really tough?
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion. By autopsy, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
I have gardening gloves. Maybe they are enough?
They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
We just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger.
That's right.
Try to remove the boots. Open the ledger at the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with:
Begin. 1. Assistant.
That's you.
HDB Harry Dubois. Raphael Ambrosius Casteau. Dude, I don't necessarily... He was calling me Harry a bunch. But, like, do I just take that as fact? I mean, if I have my memory just gone, is someone constantly referring to me as Harry Dubois any more valid than me myself being like, hey, I like the name Raphael Ambrosius Casteau? You know what I'm saying? If I've got no memory of what my given name was, how is one man's name that he keeps throwing at me with no actual... I mean, he had the census thing, right? I mean... Fuck it. Raphael Ambrosius Casteau.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings. Just lies there. The next box says...
And if it's not my real name, I'm fine with keeping that. I'd change my name. Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803
0.
0815.
There was a point in my life, and it's still to this day, I've tried very hard when I'm reading out numbers and stuff, not to say O unless I mean the letter O. But I try really hard not to say O in place for 0. I probably in my adult life. That's probably when it started. It's a weird thing, but like I remember like being like, you know what? People, you say O. It's tough.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
I'll just write it down.
Next.
Name.
NA. Next.
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
Kim knows more than me. I'll write 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Write it down.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky fucky!
Yep, fucky indeed. Little monster exclaims energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Don't write fucky. Male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of birth or death?
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Right, March 3rd, 51.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment?
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
He places his hand on the dead man's chest, as if in preparation.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the Stations of the Breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
Turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
Turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Stop, Kuno.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it down.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
Write it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on the other side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
Write it down.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Write it down.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
Write it down.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Hair's come back short. Write it down. Short, light brown, male pattern baldness.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
Yeah, your velocity sucked.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Write down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Good thing we got these chain cutters. Pull out the rubber grip cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
My middle name is Precision.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
physical and 58% chance. Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there.
Nice.
Steady,
Look at that. 92
like
now.
a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
All right, let's cut the belt off.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Press down.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Write it down.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Let's inspect the genitals.
The dead man's penis is average sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch. You should touch it.
Don't touch it. Write it down and move on.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation, long and active combat. The scarring is extensive, way more than a law official's.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Write it down.
Last item. Hands.
He takes the man's right hand into his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Did Lieutenant work alone?
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
All the way down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. Jesus, I yawned. Oh, that was a big one. Okay. I'm just tired. I didn't get to... Dude, I went to bed so late last night, and then I woke up... My body just woke up so early. Rough night. Okay, internal examination summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add to the moral of the story...
What would that be?
He looks at you inquisitively.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
The lieutenant grins. All right, N.A.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Oh my god. That line got me. Fuck. Okay.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
Write it down.
Respiratory system.
Back hunched as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Let's look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna do that. Let's write it down.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
He wipes his brow. Why, don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it.
Right, NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Right, NA.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. It's the last field on the list. He looks around. To the ground, the pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly. Write it down, omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries, summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
1. Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Write it down.
And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured. The cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Write it down.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
I mean, is this not the agreed upon fatality here? I mean, opinion, fatal injury.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
First, how did it go?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, Well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Perhaps a drink is in order. Later, I mean.
Now, you see, that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective. The organization would miss you.
You're right, Kim. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Please get yourself together. The lieutenant from Precinct 57 thinks.
So what now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Rip out a copy of the autopsy pages.
For processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
That's removing a dead man's boots is constantly just there. Search the body one more time thoroughly. Establish probable cause. Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Enough.
Come back later, Corporal. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
3% chance. Let's bag him. Take him away. Let the lieutenant take the body away without further examination.
Okay. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can take care of the rest.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. You will never own the full set now. May they rest in processing.
I'll be okay with the boots.
Oh well, in another lifetime.
What should I do in the meanwhile?
Continue working here. The locals, the case, or attend to your own business. I will meet you downstairs in the Whirling in Rags tomorrow morning, 7:30 sharp.
Meet you downstairs in the Whirling in Rags tomorrow morning, 7:30 sharp.
This means Lieutenant Kisuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning.
Oh.
You're free to do side tasks, and even the main case, though it might be more difficult.
Oh, well, you look at that.
If you have nothing to do, read books or sit on the bench on the plaza.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. He's gone. He's gone. No. Well, damn. I mean, now. That does make things potentially difficult here. I mean... Physical instrument more. My authority score. Gah. Oh, it's tough. It's tough, man. Let's do perception. We've got a couple of checks there that we could do. Pile of Eternite. Let's go do that there. I know where that is. Man, I'm just by myself, man. I don't have Kim. Kim's gone. I forget. No, actually, now I forget. Is it on this side or the other side? I think it's on this side.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see.
Wait, that's not it. It's on the... It's more... More back here? Oh, it is back here. It's this. Fuck. Oh, you're all fucked up. You're fucked up. I got my piles mixed up. What a foolish man I am. A simple mistake. How do I get up here? Is this is the other side? I should probably go try to talk to her. That's on the other side of the... Or that's through the whirling and rags, I imagine.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Alright, why am I looking at this pile of roofing material?
Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite.
Oh?
That's why they're too orderly.
Pull the panels aside.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Secret. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. I don't need Kim for this. I'm fine. A silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine.
Ah.
Sweet amphetamine.
Kim's not here to judge me. Lick it, but only a little. An itty bitty little lick.
Responsible drug use.
Yeah.
Just a faint bitter taste on the tip of your tongue. There wasn't enough to get a grown man anywhere.
Just a itty bitty bit. Just a tidbit. The poster says get out of the way or get fucked up. Cured pig's head. It looks mummified. An empty tube of magnesolum, magnesium supplement. Here I am. Alright, so now I'm on top of this. Look at that. I've made my way. I've made my way. Wait, can I not? That was weird pathing. This doorway is going to the collapse soon. Oh, great. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together. Getting close to another level up. I love that. Postcard. Postcard. This postcard depicts an ill-advised residential area overlooking the Jamrock Quarter. 13-story buildings line the hillside like sarcophagi, and an ominous fog already rising from the I almost said from the behind, because I looked away from the, I looked at another thing on my monitor. Got distracted. These are the last boom years. In 39, the project fails catastrophically, leaving behind an opiate and hepatitis B infested slum. Why did I keep looking at this? I want to say hepatitis. Hepatitis. Hepatitis B. I really had to pause because I was like, I know that's definitely not it. Dude, there's so many vulnerabilities. There, and I'm noticing this too, because at the same time I'm playing this game, I'm playing a lot of Umineko. And like, there's words where I'm just reading, and like, I'm a smart person. I know how to read words. I know how to read in general. But then I sometimes come across a word, and I know I'm just saying it like wrong because I'm just kind of like not speeding through it, but just kind of like reading. Can I get to the side? This is the whirling in rags, right? Yeah. So this is just. How do I get to her? Ah, the mystery. There's got to be a connection. I mean, it's got to be through her apartment, probably, right? Let me go into the whirling in rags. I don't think there's anything in there. Plus, if I don't have Kim with me, I can be a real ladies' man, couldn't I? Couldn't I? Don't doubt me. What was in here again? This is the other part of the apartment buildings, right? Oh, it comes out to here. Yeah, okay. I remember. That was recent. Signatures we can't do. Gloves? Can't do yet. Pick up the dice later. Victims' tattoos. Authority. Cryptozoologist. Tough. Tough. It said to pass time to read books. I assume that's books from the actual bookstore from earlier. Oh yeah, do you have anything to say?
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Are you Lizzie? Elizabeth? Miss Beaufort?
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries.
I'm just trying to chat, alright? I'm not trying to...
You are actually here. Titus Hardy.
She points to the tall man by the table.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes. In the way she stands. In her face.
Easy Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
She seems like she could be cool. Like, I kind of want her on my side. Maybe we'll talk later. Like, I feel like... Oh, I still have my flashlight.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go try to see if I can go find that lady. I got a BRB really quick. I'm gonna throw up a BRB. A BRB really quick. And then I'm gonna poke around upstairs. Oh, let me unequip my flashlight before I forget. Okay, now I will be quickly right back. I gotta go to the restroom and get some water and stuff, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let me, excuse me, switch to back to the game here. Perfect. Alright. I don't know why she doesn't want to talk. I mean, she seems like she knows what she's doing, right? She's like, I don't need to talk to you. She looks at me as a cop. Like, I get that. There's, like, there's not, she doesn't have to, like, talk to me.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock.
It just bums me out.
Blue.
It just bums me out, you know?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
No, I want to first make sure there's not like a higher section here. Nah, she's higher. She's higher. We must get higher.
The door is closed.
Knock again, much harder.
Still nothing.
Try the handle.
This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside.
Damn. Damn. Why does she have roof access?
Can I help you?
Can I help you? Let's take a look at this now. I don't know how to get into there. Who made the call reporting a crime? Let's go talk to Joyce.
Hello again, sir.
Who is that? Point to the woman browsing books.
Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed.
She's your aunt?
No, sir. She's a working woman who comes to look at the books a lot.
Why is she distressed?
I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
Shouldn't she be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
Poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business. What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process, or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Maybe I will.
I'm sure she can help out. Anything else you're curious about?
It's enough romance for me. I had other questions.
Maybe some about other books?
What is this crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Wait, not crime fiction? I need to know what crime is. She doesn't know what to say. It's that bad. Point to your head.
Crime is what criminals do, and policemen solve?
Okay, I get it. Crime murder gets the people going.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Alright. You don't have to say that. She examined you as if to find something policeman-like. Huh. Well, what does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. You know, nobody actually looks like that guy in the picture. There's just a stupid fantasy of a man.
She looks at Dick Mullen, frowning. He isn't even drawn right.
He is even drawn right. This is not how human shoulders work. The perspective is all wrong.
She examines the picture, trying to find whatever is wrong with it. She then shrugs and puts the book aside, unconvinced.
That's just no way to cop. I can do it way better than Dick Mullen.
Sure you can, sir. He's just a fictional character. He'll be no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
The cover image of Dick Mullen seems to stare at you with harsh disapproval. You can stop calling me sir. I am but a working man.
No, sir, I can't. It would be too tiring to refrain from it. It's already tiring enough to remember to say it all the time. It's nice of you to say I could stop, though.
Didn't think I was going to play today. Honestly, it was a last-minute decision. Honestly, okay, so streaming, I was able to fit it in. There was a chance I wasn't even going to be able to fit any game playing today. And then I was going to just play Valkyria Chronicles, honestly. And then I was like, you know what? I was actually going to get to this towards the end of the stream. But I think since I'm nearing Valkyria Chronicles end, I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I might be so bold as to just play Valkyria Chronicles all 3 of those days. And so, since I'm pushing towards the end of that game, and so I was like, since I'm going to be playing Valkyria Chronicles potentially for like 3 days straight during the week, I was like, I might as well play Disco Elysium then today. And where is Kim? Kim is taking the body. I did the autopsy on the body, and he went to go take it to the coroners, I think, or something. He was taking it away, so he left me for the rest of the day, it seems, and then just told me to be up early, bright and early the next day. But that was pretty recent. I think this is intentional. I kind of feel like I'm bumbling around like an idiot without Kim. Like, Kim Kitsuragi is the focuser to me as a cop. I feel like I need him, unfortunately, to function. Because without him, I feel lost. I feel unguided. I feel like he is my safety net as a person. And so I feel kind of bad. But I think that's by design. if I had to be honest, which is kind of cool. I kind of like Kim. I like Kim. I like that man. I like that man. It's nice of you to say I could stop. I, for example, can't stop making this face. I'm gonna try number one, but she's gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? I get you. I, for example, can't stop making this face. Point to my face.
That's a friendly enough face, most of the time.
Okay, I'm going to deduce something now.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks wary. You can show them to me.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them.
It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
Oof. Big oof. You bite your nails?
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Oh no, my Google device is talking again. Why is it? That's like the second time it's done that while I'm playing Disco Elysium. There's like, I'm pretty sure it was either Disco Elysium or Umineko where like I said something that triggered it. It's very strange. Shut up, technology! And I have no idea. You just had a deja vu because, okay, so I'm not going insane. So it did happen probably during Disco Elysium. Like, also there's a part of me that was like, I really hope that I didn't check to see if that was getting picked up on mic because I was like, if it just seems like I'm rambling like a crazy man if like, if that wasn't picked up on mic. I don't know what that is. What am I saying? I don't even know. Okay. There are a few other hints.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Her eyes flash with defiance. She's not impressed. You want more? Bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I got a few reasons in mind.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Alright, I'm gonna blow this kid's mind. Rats? No. No. Chewed on nails means you're recycling your body material? What? It's an investigation of the way of business. Let's see how receptive this kid is to me pointing out the mom being kind of ridiculous. You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town.
It was okay, sir.
She's still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You think so? Fine. Do better. Deduce something about me.
You're quite sober.
She snaps back quickly. I'm quite sober? I am also sad and my head hurts. Oh, I can't help but chuckle at that. For many reasons. Wait, how do you know I'm usually not?
Because you usually aren't.
I am also sad and my head hurts. Fuck it.
I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
She looks you in the eye, a gleam of sympathy on her face.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar. Somehow, there's something you're missing.
Oh, this is really curious. Suggestion? Suggestion? Alright, bye. See you around, Annette. Do I have any suggestion clothes? Oh! Oh! Oh, mine is one suggestion. There's a part of me that really wants to make that check. That check seems cool. Does that make sense? Give myself just a bit more of a chance. Here we go. I change in front of her. I put this long jacket on.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Oh, I like her addressing me as Ace Detective. All right, 58% chance. You're gonna go back and watch the beginning of the stream? All right, have fun in the past. Have fun in the past. You're a time traveler. All right, what are you missing here? Why does it feel familiar?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Damn it. Wait, it wasn't the dress shirt. What was it that I had? Lounge jacket? RCM patrol cloak? Oh. It has 2+1s. I should probably take that. Change it up a little bit. Ooh, ah. Look at me go. This wasn't what I had earlier, right? Why did I not? I don't know.
She's still browsing books.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Good then.
Mm-hmm.
She reverts her attention to the soggy books on the bookstand. Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
She tries hard to focus on the bookstand.
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
Maybe your husband is missing?
My husband? No, he's not.
This little girl over there told me you have a bad husband.
Excuse me? A bad husband? What do you mean?
I might be getting into affairs that I shouldn't be, but not a nice and helpful sort.
Do policemen just go around repeating what some kid off the street said?
Yes, that is exactly what we do. Those were her words, not mine. I'm merely asking.
Can I give you some friendly advice, Mr. Policeman? Don't listen to kids.
So you don't have a bad husband?
No, I don't. I have a good husband. The kind and helpful sort. And he's not missing.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
She looks you straight into the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. Maybe you're right. Maybe he isn't missing indeed.
Of course he's not. It's not like he's a pocket watch. I wouldn't just lose him.
It's got to be something else then. Why else would you be asking her if it wasn't?
Cockatoo? Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
Yeah, I am. Ma'am, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright, cockatoo, not missing. I just wanted to make sure.
Great.
She turns her attention back to the book stand. Just one more question. What do you mean by me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? or your heraldic bird?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip.
Wonderful. The store is open.
Alright, well, that's all for the moment. I'll let you read.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Alright, with Kim Kitsuragi gone, I'm going to find my heraldic bird. The working class woman said that you're a bit of a cockatoo. What if it's true? This is the ultimate task. To get myself lost in while my partner in crime is gone.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundal somewhere.
Look through the display of books.
Rows and rows of Hyundala men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyundal, Return to Hyundal. And the solipsistic Man from Hyundal and the Hyundal Man.
Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Hyundal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyundal and the false god. Man from Hyundal and the scorched earth. Man from Hyundal, the Hyundal colonies. Man from Hyundal and the swamp beast. Man from Hyundal and the snow crabs.
Is that all?
Not even close. Man from Hyundal in hell. Man from Hyundal and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyundal under the lake. Man from Hyundal, Hyundal burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hyundala Man, and so much more.
Okay. Okay, alright. Do any of the books call out to me?
Nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
Storekeep, tell me about the Muscle Man books.
Oh, Man from Hyundal. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Sounds good. Which one should I start with?
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyundala Man, the man from Hyundal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Alright, sure. I want to buy the Hyundala Man book.
Oh yes, certainly. Another good sale.
We got a book. I got a book. Look at this. A classic. On the frontispiece. What is it? Frontispiece? No fucking way. Alright, we got it. Nope. We're. Here we go. FRONTISPIECE. Alright. Bear with me here.
Frontispiece. Frontispiece.
Frontispiece.
Frontispiece.
Learn to pronounce. Google allows me to do. Frontispiece. Hey, it said good job. I literally spoke into my mic and it. Frontispiece. Frontispiece. Ah, Google loves me. Google also taking my voice. Oh, can I slow it down here? Let's slow it down.
Frontispiece.
Frontispiece. Alright, so what does frontispiece mean? I didn't actually Here we go. An illustration facing the title page of a book. Wow. It is a super hyper... It's one of those, like, words that is super hyper specific. This has got to be the first time I've ever heard this word in my life. And here's the thing. I consider myself... I'm very bad at spelling. I always say, my one weakness in life, spelling. You tell me to spell a word, I'm very bad at it. But, like, I like to think I have a big vocabulary of words. Frontispiece must be the first time I've ever heard this word. Insane, dude. Yeah, have you ever just... have you ever just learned a word? Oh, I'm killing myself here. Have you ever just learned a word? Frontispiece. An illustration... I can't even speak now. An illustration facing the title page of a book. So it's like when you open the book, so there's some like pictures here. It's like when you open a book and there's just like... I'm like doing a thing with my hand. You can't see me on camera, but like... when it has like, you open the book and it has like the title on the right side, and then like there's just that like really detailed illustration on the left. Frontispiece. Insane. Insane. Alright, well, dude, don't tell me you never learn anything on the stream, alright? Here's the thing. If you're ever on this, if you ever watch this, anything I do, and you're like, I am actively losing brain cells by watching you play a game or struggle or whatever the case, you can refer to this moment and be like, I'm sure, unless you've played this game and have read the word frontispiece with me or before me, then you learned frontispiece, because there's no fucking way, dude. There's no fucking way. I may be, other than the whoever wrote this, the writer of this game, other than the writer of this game and anyone else who has played this game and saw this dialogue, other than those people, I may be the first person in the universe, and I guess whoever invented the word frontispiece has seen the word frontispiece. I'm just saying. Frontispiece. Alright. Let's reread this again. A classic. On the frontispiece, an anatomically unrealistic muscle man is reaching into a mountain stream, yearning to touch his glimmering mirror image. His eyes are full of childlike wonder. On the blood-soaked snow right next to him lie two giant Zweilhanders. That's like a type of sword, right? I'm probably wrong, but I feel like unlike frontispiece, I feel like I've seen Zweilhanders. It's probably pronounced like Zweilhander. Handers. Man, I really just... This stream, I feel like the last 10 minutes, I feel like I've just been, like, rambling like a crazy man.
The cover of this tattered paperback features the man from Yelmdar, standing atop a pile of bloody corpses. His two Zweihanders are crossed over his massive chest in a dramatic X, their blades dripping with gore.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, you could say I just used context clues, but I'm pretty sure I've definitely seen the word Zweilhanders. Hell yeah!
Behind him rise the harsh, snow-capped peaks of his native Northlands. In bold red letters, the title, Hjälmdalaman, the man from Hjälmdal, unfurls like a banner. In the foreground, a nearly nude woman lies spread in supplication, her privates strategically covered by her flowing black hair.
Ah, brunette. Behind him rise the harsh snow-capped peaks of the native... Okay, Let's read the first couple of pages.
The story opens in media res. The man from Heimdall and his band of northern reavers are in the bowels of an ancient temple, surrounded by an army of gibbering whites, led by the deathless necromancer. One by one, the brave Northmen fall to the relentless crush of undead, only to join their number as reanimated corpses. By nightfall, only the man from Heimdall and his blood brother, noble Tyribald, are left standing against the dead horde. It is an honor to die by your side, brother, Tyribald cries, as his battle axe beheads one of their reanimated comrades.
Wow, they're in trouble now.
9, Tyribald. The man from Heimdall bellows over the army of flesh and bone. Have courage for the Northlands. For Heimdall. He leaps to the mezzanine to face the black-eyed figure, and like a mad ice bear, whirling twin Zweihanders, Sturm and Drang.
Oh, they got names.
He plows through the ranks of the deathless, surrounding the necromancer. The writer has never held a sword in their life, let alone two two-handed swords at the same time. It is physically impossible for a human being to effectively dual-wield Zweihander swords in any kind of real-life combat situation.
No, but the man from Heimdall is just amazing like that.
And with deadly finesse, his twin blades
Don't worry about it.
Necromancer's head from its body. The undead legions collapse like ragdolls as the dark magic leaves them, and the two Northmen stand alone in their cursed temple, where the bodies of their lost brothers litter the floors.
Skip ahead.
A few chapters later,
oh, I'm gonna read this whole fucking thing. Fuck it.
And Tyribald are in a completely different setting, high above an arid desert, riding a pair of griffins that always seem to appear at narratively convenient moments. This book makes a mockery of the very idea of good plotting, though something tells you coherence was never the point. The Northmen find themselves in the court of a powerful southern king, Lord Hrothgar. The old king beseeches the man from Heimdall to rid his kingdom of the Nachtherra, a subterranean clan of blind wizards who traded their souls for demonic powers. The man from Heimdall extracts a high price from the desperate king. He asks land for the homeless desert pygmies living exiled in the kingdom's borderlands. Hrothgar offers the hand of his eldest daughter instead, but the son of winter does not budge.
Hold on. Why is the man from Heimdall doing any of this?
What do you mean?
Why is he doing all this?
Because the flame of justice burns bright within his chest. Because, above all, he's driven to bring honor to the name of his beloved Heimdall.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
His noble Cutlan blood lusts for glory and conquest. It cannot be denied.
Is that all?
What do you mean, is that all?
Is there anything else to do? Or anything else to his character?
He is the man from Heimdall, forged in the fury of battle. Death was his sire, and blood his dam. He had but 14 winters when he left his frigid homelands in Cutla to seek glory and honor. That is his character.
Oh, of course.
He doesn't even have a real name. What is inside this man? Or is muscle and bone all he is?
Okay, but does he have any internal tension?
He is the wildest man alive. The only mortal strong enough to wield the twin Zweihanders, Sturm and Drang, whose names mean storm and...
Yes, I get that. He's strong and has big swords, but why should I care about his character?
What are you, a book critic?
I might be.
Enough. You're ruining the pacing of the story. Now where did you leave off? Ah yes. What pacing? You skip past a section detailing an elaborate banquet with many toasts, as well as the long and perilous journey from Hrothgar's keep to the ancient forest of Yesdar, where our heroes infiltrate the Nachtherra's dire hall. In the center of the great hall stands a blood
I love
altar
reading.
on which a pair of Nachtherra are disemboweling a shrieking peasant, an unholy rite that empowers the Nectera, forbidden magic. As the vile ceremony ends, the sound of steel unsheathing draws the Nectera's attention to a pair of cloaked figures standing in the doorway.
I mean, I paid 9 real for this book. I'm gonna get everything I can out of it at this point.
Swiftly, the visitors toss off their cloaks and unsheathe glimmering northern steel. It's the man from Heimdall and his valiant blood brother.
Plus
Tyribald.
Plus I'm without Kim at this point, so like, do I think Kim would appreciate me just pausing everything just to read? No. So I gotta take advantage of this time. Whoa, I did not see that coming.
In an instant, the Nectera summon a horde of gibbering orcanoids who rush our heroes. The hall fills with the clang of blades and the screams of the dying as the floor goes slick with steaming orcanoid viscera. Oh, for fuck's sake. When the din of battle settles, only the man from Heimdall and Tyribald remain standing. Exhausted and dripping with the entrails of their foes, the two Northmen confront the foul Nectera. The man from Heimdall's soda-like blue eyes fill with indescribable fury. For the Northlands, he cries, rushing headlong into a desperate melee.
Cut him up, Heimdall man.
He probably is, but you can't be sure, cause this one ends in a cliffhanger and a footnote saying, to be continued in Heimdall man at the gates of tomorrow. Coming soon to your local bookstore. Considering the sheer amount of different Heimdall-man books out there, it's very unlikely you're ever gonna find the sequel.
Damn it.
The man from Heimdall stares at you on the cover, his face fixed in grim resolve.
Look at the back cover.
The back blurb reads, his latest adventure serves as the perfect introduction to the savage Heimdall saga. Meet man from Heimdall, his faithful blood brother, Tyribald, the noble Lord Hrothgar, and some of their most fearsome foes yet, for the Northlands, for Heimdall.
Not this spelling of Hrothgar, but I definitely had a character in Skyrim named Hrothgar, who was this super dope archer character. I was like investing heavily in like archery. And then after putting many hours into that game, I had a friend who I'm not going to call out, but she knows who she is. Who I let her borrow my copy of Skyrim back in the day and my PS3 so she could play it. And by the time I got it back, I saw she had written over my save. So Hrothgar got deleted by her. It still makes me laugh to this day. He was dope. I loved playing archery. I love playing archery in video games a whole lot. I always thought, like, because there's, in, like, real life, there's no way, like, I could just pick up a bow and arrow and actually do anything with it. Like, archery is tough. Anything with a bow and arrow is tough. And so, like, in video games that have, like, good, I'm not saying, like, I mean, back in the day, I mean, PS3 generation, like, maybe you're not expecting a ton, but, like, I mean, I gotta be honest, one of my favorite aspects of, like, the Horizon series, so I play, like, I think I've played both on stream, right? Maybe just the second game on stream, now that I think about it, but Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn, just the archery combat is fun. That's just fun. I like doing shit like that. I just like archery in video games, so even back then with Skyrim, I was a really big, like, oh yeah, let's get really good at archery. Just picking off people from afar. You know?
Below, in smaller font, you see the parenthetical. Adapted from Man from Eelndal and the Necromancer's Treasure. Man from Eelndal, Lord of Hrothgar, and Man from Eelndal, the Curse of Nacht Hera. A brazen attempt to bilk fans for more money by splicing together old stories under a new title.
Publishers must, just again slurred through that. Publishers must have a dim view of their readership.
Their main concern is the continuation of the franchise, not making literary history.
Alright, let's put the book away then. I think that might be all I get out of that. Now, we have the ability... There's a part of me that wants to buy another point. There's also a part of me... or not a point. Another slot here. There's also a part of me... How many? There's so many. Oh, boy. I should only spend a point to unlock here if one of these seem very interesting to me. Anti-object task force. Boy, oh boy. I don't want to pursue this. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Do I want to do this? The Suicide of Mazov? And died one day in his cabinet as things were collapsing around him. Just gave up. It's not good propaganda, is it? I do get -1 rhetoric as I'm researching it, which is almost 5 hours of time. What time is it in game? Almost 5 hours. This is going to 7:13. Actually, the timing is 4:45. 20. No, it'll put me. I was gonna say in the very extreme case that's gonna bleed into this. No, this. On the very off chance. Alright, I'm gonna read this out loud. There's something you can't get out of your head. Krasmazov, the father of scientific communism, the premier of the Communist Party of Shest and Grad during the Anticentennial Revolution, I'm sure I said that right, head of the 11th-day government, sideburn-toting, bearded figurehead of the movement, shot himself in the head and died. One day in his cabinet, as things were collapsing around him, just gave up. That's not good propaganda, is it? Be a communist. Shoot yourself in the mouth. Something about this irks you. I'm ready for it. I'm internalizing it. I'm internalizing it. I'd rather do that than spend another point, honestly, right now. Okay. I don't want to buy another book. I don't want to spend a ton of money. Buying a bunch of things when I may or may not need to use that money for paying the for the roof over my head. I'm curious to see... Oh, wait. Let me... Just, like...
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
What is this? I was curious to see if, like, her dialogue changed if I wasn't with Kim.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
She pats on her wet raincoat. Neither do I. Pat your similarly wet cloak.
Very rugged. Good choice. Now, I suspect you had questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. Am I right?
I've got some more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Didn't we already get the lowdown on Pale? Now that we're alone, what is Pale?
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
Okay, so it is just gonna go over because it's already darkened.
Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, detective.
Wasting time, dude.
The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass.
Okay, what is the Pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
The negation of being.
The negation of...
That's right. The negation of being.
She tightens her hood around her neck. It's cold outside. Alright, let's return to reality.
Sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, detective. Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
I'll go with something new. I'm getting a sense of who I am, but no, I didn't know this.
Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
Just go with what I said earlier. Her eyes tense, crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, detective. If you don't know even this, then...
She stops mid-sentence. This investigation will be my masterpiece. The one they remember me by. I promise.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile, you have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
What is... Think of something close to you.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
What is this? Spread your hands.
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Am I really that awkward?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I meant, what is this place here?
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
She looks around. What is Rue de Saint... 33A.
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
She looks up at the crumbling facade.
This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
From a dilapidated balcony, Cindy the Skull gives Joyce the evil eye, her red paintbrush held to her throat. So who lived in them? Mostly the urban middle class. I wasn't expecting this. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a soaring motion.
I mean, I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm pretty sure that is what she's doing.
Wonderful.
What is that? Fuck off. Point to Cindy. You know what? That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
No, thank you. That's all for now. I mean. Alright, so again, at 21, around that is that. Smoker on the balcony is then, I'm curious, can I, if I sit on the bench to pass time, can I exactly choose when I can advance time to? That's what I'm curious about. Ask him about this after the initial inspection of the dead body is done. I guess I could have done this if I didn't have Kim just missing then at that point. Who put the clothes in the trash? A favor for her? I'd rather just get my badge. Honestly. The badge might be past the waterlock section. Perhaps. So then I wouldn't have to worry about sucking up to her. If I had to be honest. Alright, let's go test out the bench. I'm curious. I am curious about the... Actually, nope, I'm already distracted. Let me go see if there's anything of interest here. Will she talk to me now that I don't have Kim?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
There's only one officer here, I must say. Kim is not with me. Okay, let me just... I'm curious what the interface of the bench looks like. Okay, so I'm still a sorry cop, according to these numbers here. Yeah. It jives. Every time I look at this number saying I'm a sorry cop, I'm like, yeah. Where's this bench? Here it is. I'm a pathetic cop.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Oh, okay. So you can advance by 15, 30, or 60 minutes. That's what I meant to say. Okay, that makes sense. But here's the thing. So, I don't know how early ago I had found out that you can, like, sit on the bench I think there was like a tooltip that was like, hey, you can sit on a bench and advance time. And I was like, that's handy. But also, like, there's a part of me that thinks, like, you could be doing anything important with your time. You know? Like, there's a part of me that's like, okay, why would I just advance time when I could be trying to advance, like, anything? That's the tough part. That's the tough part. No, that's the tough part. But also, I don't have a ton of threads to pull on at the moment. Yeah. I'm not gonna do choices. I'm already in the pocket of, like, of Evert. I don't need to also be playing the fence and, like, on both sides kind of thing and get in the pocket of Joyce. Honestly, that seems very bad. So here's what I'll do. And here's what I'll say. We're going to end the stream here. I think this was a successful Sunday stream. As I kind of said earlier, I'm highly leaning towards playing Valkyria Chronicles Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this coming week, which would mean then both live and archived, having 3 streams of Valkyria Chronicles coming out each day. So if Valkyria Chronicles is not your jam, I apologize, I guess. But also, we're kind of nearing some kind of conclusion to that game. I'm not thinking I'm going to finish it this week, but, like, it would be significant progress towards completing it. Plus, Valkyria Chronicles, if I just do, like, weeknight streams, it allows me to kind of, like, be able to play for just, like, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours kind of thing, and feel good about, like, progress I made. Just how Valkyria Chronicles is kind of built as a game. So I think that's going to be the case. Now, there's a chance that, like, one of those days I'm like, you know what? I don't want to play Valkyria Chronicles. I'll play something else. So there's a chance of that. But as of right now, I'm leaning towards that. Which would then mean, obviously, no streams on Thursday. And then maybe come back to this on Friday. And then Saturday is back to, like, Umineko. It's kind of like the rough schedule I'm kind of, like, seeing at this point ahead of me. Obviously, all subject to change. But I kind of would like to just kind of do days of Valkyria Chronicles. So, like I said, if that's not your jam, I'm sorry. But the other games will come back. Plus, like, playing this game then on Friday night allows me to, like, delve more deep into certain things. And then Saturday, Umineko, that allows me to do, like, potentially, like, a day stream type thing. And put more time into it. There's logic behind my thinking. There's logic behind my thinking of scheduling and stuff. So, yeah. As of right now, there's probably going to be some, quite a bit of Valkyria Chronicles throughout the week. But that's by design. Because, I'm looking at the calendar right now, absolutely need to finish Valkyria Chronicles before, like, I leave for, like, a week to Florida. So, and that happens in, I guess technically now exactly a month. I think I fly out on the 6th of April. I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked at my plane tickets, so I don't understand. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But yeah, no, this stream was fine. Like I said, probably throughout the week, you're probably going to see a lot more Valkyria Chronicles as I get closer to finishing. But fear not, we'll probably jump back into this game Friday night. Trying to think if there's anything else to say. I don't think so, other than the night is still young. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow in about 20... probably like 6 hours from now for another Monday stream. Stay safe, stay well, do good, be good, and I should probably save before I forget. How do I save? I know how to save. Don't even worry about it. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow.